Hello everyone, and welcome back to Boston by Night, a small little mini-chronicle of Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. My name is ELH the Game Master, and joining me are two lovely individuals who will meet right away, starting with Techno. Techno, who you playing, anything you want to shout out, and etc. etc.
Hello, everyone. I am Techno. I'm playing Eli Clay, the bounty hunter vampire that uh, may or may not have a terrible accent. I'll leave you to decide that. I want to shout out ELH's Patreon. Go and subscribe to it if you haven't, because if you haven't, why haven't you? Because you should.
I'm not going to say what I was originally going to say. Bean, what do you got going on?
We probably would
Hi,
have had to
I'm
bleep it.
I'm Bean_Goblin VT. I'm just a little goblin. I'm playing Elena Thorne, the pucky young vampire, which is definitely not a thorn in the side of a certain cowboy. I am also going to be shouting ELH's Patreon. Remember to support your local mind flare, or not so local mind flare. Support, sub, bit, shout out. Don't do everything. Don't stop.
You see this black hole behind me? You see that black hole
Yeah.
behind me? I'm throwing you both into it after this session. I just
No.
want you to know.
Hooray!
No. You
You will
do that
join
good
the
little
collection
goblin.
of souls of all the players I've collected over the years, and you will live out your life in
Oh, thanks, Cass.
just.
Not this accent, Caspian. No.
Oh Lord! All right, well, let us resume where we left off. So where we last left off, Elena Thorne and Eli Clay, you were more or less brought to Boston, and you were given a task by the Prince of Boston. Your job was to track down a Miss Jasmine Thompson, a MIT student working in a laboratory run by another kindred or another vampire. And it was important that you find Miss Jasmine Thompson because it was believed that she had either come onto information or stumbled upon it, it came into her possession that vampires, that kindred were involved with the entire lab and with the entire process. And it was very, very important that you stop that from getting out because that would mean very bad things for everybody involved. So, what ended up happening is you all sort of sniffed around her accounts. You ended up tracking down her brother Scott at Legal Seafood. And Elena had a very brief conversation with Scott, maybe used a bit of the feminine wiles, as it were, and was managed to get some extra data about his sister. And that has led you to the laboratory itself, relatively nearby in Boston. It is Ginkgo Bioworks. And of course, Ginkgo Bioworks is one of those badge reader secured areas. But you all decided we don't need no stinking badges. You climbed up the fire escape. You saw that there was a Frenchman for some reason smoking on the balcony with a badge, and you decided, yeah, let's mess with the Frenchman. So you messed with the Frenchman, you got your badge, and now you're inside Ginkgo Bioworks.
And if
So
memory serves, we made a very particular, or Bean made a very particular point of pushing all of his stuff off the edge.
I just pushed his wallet off. You then threw everything else off.
No, I don't think that's true.
Yes, I think that's true. I was being a little bit of a menace, and then you were being a greater bit of a menace.
Yeah, probably.
either way, he's French, so I guess you could say he had it coming to him. Who knows?
How did we even establish that? I don't think we spoke to him. I think I just bit him on the neck and called it a night.
He tasted French.
We tasted French. Yeah, you're right. That was
Tasted
No,
French.
I think I said like two things. It was like, oh, what are you doing up here? And then all of a sudden he was like, oh, violence against the French. Okay, sure.
Well, yeah,
We're British.
it's within our nature. So, look, I am definitely not part cat some of the time. But anyway, yes, I think once we're heading into the labs, we should head to the personnel office because that's where they keep the information, like, her address and stuff, and see if this badge allows us access to such things.
Okay. So right now you guys are on the third floor. And right now you haven't noticed any cameras. You haven't noticed any other people in the hallways. The hallways are all like almost Star Trek-esque, like clean and sterile white. Some of the labs that you see off to either side are, of course, badge read access. If you were to try and tap your badge, you would find that you do get access to those labs. But for the most part, the signage in here isn't 100%. Like there are signs that say like lab X through X on this
Yeah.
way or bathrooms this way, but there's no sign that says, hey, the personnel office this way kind of a thing.
Gosh damn. Rude. Is there any online terminals? Since there was a Frenchman working in here, maybe he left his computer on.
Well, if you'd like to look around for Mr. Frenchman's office, we can certainly have that be a roll.
Certainly. I shall try to
Sure,
look
yeah.
for a Frenchman.
Okay, let me quickly open up a character sheet so I remind myself what your stuff is. This could be either the classic wits and awareness, or I would also allow a intelligence and awareness as well.
Who's doing this? Bean, are you doing that?
I
Either of
mean,
you
I
could
think
do it.
you're. I think you. Oh, well, let's both roll. You know.
Yeah, both of you can roll.
Sorry, what was it again then?
Either wits and awareness or intelligence and awareness.
It's an awareness or intelligence.
Intelligence.
And I have to remember how to do this.
I have 2 onks.
Okay, 2 successes.
Sorry, bear with me. I know how this works.
You're good. If you need help, let us know.
Awareness, that was the one, wasn't it? No, there it is. Found it. And then wits. And then roll.
Well, that is
Oh, wow.
a significant number of successes. That is 7 successes. Well done. So, Miss Thorne, you're looking around. You don't really see any signs of Frenchman's office. But Clay apparently has a nose for these sorts of things. And
like I said,
Clay, you literally follow the faint smell of cigarettes to an office that actually overlooks a bit of the harbor. It's a corner office. And you get inside with the badge reader, and on the desk there's a little placard that says Vice President.
That
Gore.
that there might complicate things a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, I'm sure it'll be fine. It just might complicate it just a little bit.
Well,
At any rate, we're in here now. I reckon.
in for a penny, in for a pound.
I don't rightly recollect that particular idiom, but the point is we have access to this gentleman's computer. I reckon that perhaps I'll let you take the lead on that particular point.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding of this here technology sort of petered out around the typewriter.
Fair. As I will get onto the computer, try to log on, check if he's left his password on a sticky note,
Okay.
if he's actually just left his computer on.
Well, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that this is one of those computer interfaces that you need a badge reader to tap in. So you can just simply tap the badge you stole from him and it logs the computer in. The bad news is that his desktop is a hoarder's paradise, where he's one of those very rare and very strange people that just has so much on his desktop that you don't even know where to begin to look.
Go into Outlook and type in the person we're looking name to see if we get an email.
Okay, yeah, you can certainly try that. Let me see. I think this would probably be a intelligence and technology on this one.
Excellent.
Okay,
2
2 successes. So you managed to get into his email platform. It's, of course, legally distinct Outlook. But you get into it. You type in Miss Thompson's name, try to bring up some emails regarding her. And yeah, sure enough, it does look like that there is a extensive email chain between her and the VP. And the cliff notes of it is that Miss Jasmine was like, hey, I've noticed this is very odd. Hey, I've noticed that this shouldn't be where it is. Hey, I've noticed that so and so is sniffing around, or hey, I've noticed that this money doesn't add up. And every time the vice president is like, we'll look into it, or thank you for letting us know, we'll look into it. But the more you read, the more Miss Jasmine's emails get a little bit more forceful. And the very last one, that is dated right before she went missing, is that she's like, look, I've tried to follow the rules. I've tried to do everything I can, but it is something I can no longer overlook. I have to take this information to somebody who knows what to do with it. And there is no reply from the vice president, but you do see that the vice president did forward the email to someone else.
So the mole in this building, the vampires use for X, Y, and Z, is the person that we mugged.
The person that you mugged in through the yeah.
That's fine. That means he's actually going to hide it even more, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like anyone told us that.
Mm.
You know.
I mean, you just found him tasty. That's all it is.
I was hungry. You know how people get when they're hungry. They don't make good decisions.
So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to look through the personnel files that I can find on Miss Jasmine using her name as like a tooltip to search for things. And then also look to see if he has forwarded this, emails to other people to see if they got more information on her, or he sent them to do X, Y, and Z. Maybe somebody to keep an eye on her. Just maybe.
Okay. So while you're doing that, Clay, what are you doing?
I think I'm just sort of looking through the office itself, keeping an eye on the door and the corridor outside. Okay. Sort of sneaky. I'm assuming that there's like blinds and things. This is the vice president's office, so I'm assuming he can turn down blinds to give himself some privacy. So, yeah, doing that kind of thing, and just keeping the door, ajar and keeping an ear out.
Well, it's very important that you did that, because as you are looking out of the way, you have the blinds drawn, the whole 9 yards. You do hear the vice president's voice coming down the corridor, and he says, I do not know what happened, but I got locked out, and I believe that there's foul play involved. We must check my office immediately.
I don't rightly think that our time be up here. Miss Thorne, how are you getting along there? Can we hurry this along a little?
Give me a moment. Can I get the information that we need, that where she lives, at least the alleged, before we...
You can certainly try.
I will certainly try.
I'm just debating. Why don't you give me a wits technology here?
Can I make it a dexterity, because I'm trying to be really fast about this?
Yes, but there is a chance of a messy critical always.
Always. But, Hey, 4 successes.
4 successes, that is significant. So yeah, Miss Thorne, as you are quickly pulling off data as quick as you can, as the Frenchman's voice gets louder and louder, you're also hearing the sound of radios being chimed and, the muscle coming in. But you managed to get the direct phone number of Jasmine. You managed to figure out where she was living. And you also managed to get a photo of her license plate as well.
Okay. At which point I put the computer back into standby, or however I found it, where it was off or on standby. I then get Clay and myself up the stairs and just leave the card on the roof. And then we leave the building.
That's a good idea in practice, but in theory, but in practice, as you start to try and leave the office, as Clay pokes their head out and looks, the Frenchman vice president and 3 or 4 armed guards are between you and the stairs leading up.
Okay.
What have we got in terms of what's in the office? Are there any other routes out, or has he got like 2 doors into the room? Or
Well, he has his own private bathroom, but there's no windows or anything in there. It is a corner office, so you could always defenestrate yourself. That is always an option. Plus, I got to use defenestrate, which is always an
that's the word of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are, AC ducts if you want to try and get up there.
Oh, yeah. The die-hard instinct is strong. Um, do we have to take our
But
shoes off?
it's too
Um,
early in the year for a Christmas movie.
I mean, it is July. Christmas in July is the trope.
Fair enough, understandable.
yeah.
Is there another fire escape? Because I know we've came from the roof fire escape, but it should still have codes of going X, Y, and Z.
Hmm. Unfortunately, there's not a fire escape near the vice president's office.
Besides the one that we've already been through. Got
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
Is there
Well,
like a fire alarm or something that I can pull in the office?
there is.
Hmm. Okay, so I am going to sort of just sort of wave to get Elena's attention,
I got the
uh,
information.
and then I'm just going to be sort of like going to like point out the door, and then I'm going to point to the air vent, and then I'm going to sort of shrug and point to the fire pulley, and just sort of shrug again.
I point at the air duct because I so want that Die-Hard reference.
All right. Where is the air vent? Is it easy for us and big enough for us to crawl into? First of all.
Well, it is big enough for you to crawl into. Apparently, Mr. Frenchman liked his AC. The problem is that it is well, it's a bit higher than standard ceiling height, so you're gonna have to use a bit of vampiric powers to either boost each other or jump up into the air duct.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take position under the air vent and then sort of like
Yeah,
cradle my hands together so that I can hoist
and when I
Elena
go
up.
up, I have tools on me, so I'll be able to just get the air vent open with a screwdriver
Okay.
and head in. And I will try to pull you up, but however, you're probably just better at jumping
Oh
up.
no, I'll probably just jump up or try it
Hmm.
anyway.
All right. Well,
Uh,
what's going to happen is
so,
Elena, you are boosted up to the vent. You will begin unscrewing the latches on it, and it is at this point that you do hear the crowd outside get to the door. They try the door. They find it is locked, and of course the vice president is like, "What are you doing? You are security. Get the door open." And his guards are like, "We, sir, it's your security protocol. The only person you can get in here is you and somebody who has full building access. You have full building access. You have security. What do I pay you for?" And they
We'll
continue
have to
to
get the head of security, sir.
and they continue to have a conversation right outside the door. Every once in a while, somebody tries shoulder checking the door, but time is quickly running out.
So, can I make a craft dexterity roll to try and open up the vent?
Sure, I'll give it to you. Craft dexterity sounds like a perfect combination.
Roll two
Two
successes.
successes. So, one thing I didn't tell you about the system last time because I forgot is that you can spend a point of willpower to reroll 3 non-blood die, or basically any of the black die.
Okay.
Now, when you spend willpower in this regard, it basically is superficial, which means it's not a permanent damage to your willpower, but it is a checkbox against you.
So will that come back at the end of the scene? So when we get away from this lab, will I get that hit point back? Is that how that works?
It's generally at the end of the adventure that you get your willpower back.
Okay, and I'm assuming you're telling me this because 2 is not successful?
2 is not significant enough to succeed.
All right, so how do I roll 3 dice?
So one way you can do it is you can simply select, in this instance, your dexterity and don't select a second attribute. Or you can do /roll space 3d10, and I can just do it manually.
/roll 3d10.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's expand out that 16. So it's 6 or higher. So the 4 and the 5 don't get you anything. The 7 does get you a third success. And 3 is what you needed. So you are able to get the vent open, and you are able to clamber up into it. But at this point, the force outside is really beginning to slam into the door. You hear coming down the hallway, it's like, All right, I got the card. I got the card. Finally, I'm thinking about how much I pay you all for this gross incompetence. How could you let me get knocked out on the roof? This is very, very irregular. Sir, you specifically requested that nobody bother you during your smoking time. I am French. I smoke all the time. And he says appropriately French things.
Yeah, he doesn't care that he said stuff that made your job more difficult. He is embarrassed and angry. Um,
Side note,
uh,
French people, I don't hate you. I'm playing into an archetype. Please don't hate me. Um, but what this means is, Elena, you're in the vent. Eli, you are not in the vent. How are you getting
Yep.
up into the vent?
I mean, I think I am just going to wing it and just jump, if you'll pardon the pun for winging it. But yeah, I think what would it be like athletics and dexterity to try and
Athletics,
jump up,
dexterity is what I was going to go for, yeah.
which I have pretty good stats in. So let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, not great.
Again, you can mark a point. You can mark a point of willpower and
Yep.
reroll 3d20 or 3d10.
3d10. So what was that? It was slash roll space 3d10. Oh, why isn't my backspace key working? Why aren't any of my keys working?
it's working.
Uh,
Are we having technical
oh,
issues?
there we go.
Oh,
I don't know what happened, but I assume
You okay there, Techno?
no. Apparently, Eli's technological issues now extend to me as well.
Would you like me to throw the dice for you, old man?
Been mighty kind of you to do that. Yeah.
When the
What?
roleplay transcends the
well, that is a 7, 8, and a 9, which is another 3 successes. So yes, not only are
That's
you
not
able
working.
to get up into the vent, but I'll be nice enough to say that you're able to close the vent just in time for the door to the office to open and the crowd outside to pile on in. And of course, the guards do a once over of the room, check the bathroom, check the corners, check under the desk, etc., etc. One of them goes to the desk where you left the vice president's card and says, "Sir, we've got your card." And he says, "Well, this is very irregular. We must find out who was in here and what they were doing." And they begin CSIing the computer, for lack of a better term. But now, with the two of you in the vent, you need to get out stealthily, which could be an issue.
It's great. I have 0 stealth, so guess who's going to be carrying us on this one?
So, I need a dexterity and a stealth from the both of you.
Okay. Just gonna roll the dice and see what happens. 2 is not bad.
Two's not bad.
Since I was further ahead as well, hopefully that gives me more time to be out of earshot.
Potentially.
Potentially, yes.
You still having tech issues, Tech, now? You're muted.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. Yeah, sorry, I am having some tech issues. I don't know why, but Forge isn't letting me pop out the. Never mind. Okay, I think I fixed it. I'm terribly sorry, missed some of that. So I'm doing some kind of
Stealth and dexterity.
stealth and dexterity. Stealth is somewhere here.
Left column.
There it is.
Yep.
Yep, thank you. And dexterity and a roll.
3 successes. So what's going to happen is the both of you are able to get down the vent and back up to the roof. However, you're not as quiet as you were hoping, because what you notice is that as you get to the edge of the roof and begin getting ready to run down the fireplace, the door opens and a guard steps out and yells, "Hey, what are you doing? Stop right there."
How far away are we from him?
Enough that he hasn't gotten a good look at your faces.
Perfect.
So So I'm just going to go down the fire escape while Clay does whatever Clay does. Because I feel like I'm in front of Clay at this point. So whatever's going to happen is Clay's going to be in between the both of us.
Let's have a look.
Sorry, Techno, this is your issue to deal with.
Yeah,
As
thanks
I
so
run
much.
away.
I don't know who she's talking to about this techno fellow, but he sounds awesome. Let me see. Is there anything I could do? I mean, I don't want to just pull guns and shoot the guy. I don't particularly want to be seen.
Could just join
Yeah,
me.
I think I'm just gonna just follow and just immediately just sort of jump over the edge and start sort of scrambling down the fire escape with Bean
Okay.
or with Elena.
Okay.
Elena?
Elena?
Like,
Yeah.
That's why I keep
One of
saying
them.
Miss Thorne, so I don't have to pronounce it. But in any case, the two of you managed to get down the fire escape. You managed to get off into the night. And you do, of course, have people yelling after you, but quickly the shouts fade. And you're now on Dry Dock Avenue, away
I was going to say
from...
while I'm coming down the fire escape, can I get out my phone and call up Gregory?
Yeah, Gregory! Yes, Gregory will meet you on Dry Dock Avenue, and
Perfect.
you pile into Gregory's Uber, and he says, "Ah, my friends, it is good to be seeing you once more. Where am I taking you this time?"
I give him the address of the person's house that we're tracking down.
"Oh, yes, I am familiar. That is over on Northern Avenue, very close to here."
Yes, please.
All right. So, Gregory speeds off like a good getaway driver. And it literally is just kind of a right turn and then a left turn to get onto Northern Avenue. And if you actually look on the map here in Forge, do you see right here on Northern Avenue, right over here to the south, kind of a thing, is where I'm pinging?
Yeah.
That is where her apartment is located. So he pulls up right outside her apartment, lets you out, and he says, "Friend, might I warn you, if you are needing me in the next hour, I might be otherwise what is word? Disposed of? I am not sure what word
Indisposed.
is. Indisposed, yes, thank you. I will be indisposed. As you may or may not know, I have love of seafood, but seafood does not love me. Therefore, I must deal with issue."
Understandable. I have an equal reaction when it comes to seafood.
Slightly worried you think that might take you over an hour, but you do what you got to do. And thank you all for your assistance.
Very good. And then he smiles. There's a very loud rumble from his stomach, and he drives off very quickly.
Eli just said that we've used this NPC too much this adventure. We can't use them anymore.
No, that is me literally just adding some fluff and flavor.
Sure.
Oh, we just have to spend an hour here, then we could use Gregory again. He's on cooldown.
That's fine, yeah. If we press T, I believe that brings up the menu for wait.
Yeah, we can't use that too much after being vampires and all.
Yeah, exactly.
I found that in Oblivion.
I'm mighty impressed that you just had the word indisposed just right on the tip of your tongue there.
Why, do you not think I'm an educated lady?
I mean, I wouldn't be so crass as to suggest otherwise, but you had given me the impression that you were, let's say, more inclined to street smarts than book smarts.
Well, maybe my time in the streets have sort of leaned me towards that, but I used to be a bit more than that until I was bitten.
I just assumed that perhaps you found a book in the streets, but, well, I'm...
Yeah, let's carry on. This conversation is getting more awkward by the moment.
Well, I didn't mean to do nothing that would make you feel awkward, Miss Fawn. I'm just mentioning I was mighty impressed is all.
Thank you.
Now,
just shake my head and continue to the apartment.
I'm going to assume that we are in fact at the right place.
Yes, This is where her apartment is. I just picked it as an address so we could get away quickly. Our two options is to search her apartment to see if there's any information on where she's staying, because I believe she's not staying at her apartment, because that would be the first place that the people we're working for would not want us to look. But
I have it to mind that that's exactly why we didn't come here immediately. Yes.
also, we didn't know where it was.
Well,
So
that too, but we could have found out from her brother, I'm sure. But never mind. Yeah, we're here, and that's the important thing. Let's go look and see what we can see.
yes, we could also ring her. I could use some of my charms to try to convince her to talk to us.
I mean, I'm inclined to see if that would work, but I think
Let's investigate the apartment first.
I mean, we are here. It makes the most sense.
Okay. So this is one of those nicer neighborhoods where there's a ground level entrance that you have to enter into a keypad with. You don't have a keypad combination.
No, but it does have people you can buzz, right?
Correct.
Do the classic thing of start buzzing people and see if I can persuade somebody to let me in. I'll use my charms if I need to.
So, couple questions. First one, where are you starting with buzzing people? Second one, how do I say this?
Look.
How insistent are you being that you have to come inside?
I'm going to be using the idea that I'm staying here with a friend and I forgot the combination.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody could buzz me in, and just being very polite and nice. So it's, just, oh dearie me, I forgot the combination. If somebody could just let me in.
So I won't lie, this will be difficult, but it is possible. Why don't you give me a charisma and a persuasion, and then we'll roleplay it out.
Can I use seduction?
If you want to seduce a 80-year-old grandma, sure, I'm not going to prevent you.
I wasn't expecting to get an 80-year-old grandma. I was going for more men than women because that's my target audience.
I don't know how you would have possibly just picked a random person in your preferred demographic via keypad, but sure, yeah.
And look at the names, because they normally have names on these sort of things.
But that doesn't indicate age.
Sure. Okay. Can I use aura?
No, because it is through technology.
All right.
You have to be physically, they have to physically be able to see you for awe to really take effect.
All right, so persuasion charisma then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's a bestial failure. Oh, no. So, here's what happens, Elena, is you start buzzing people. You start going through the, hey, I need the combination, I've been locked out, blah, 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 blah. Each and every time, they turn you down. They say, call up your friend, don't call me. A few people threaten to call security. And the more you buzz people, the angrier you get. And the more angry the beast inside of you gets.
Okay.
And
so at a certain point, I'm probably going to stop.
Well, here's the thing. Because it is a bestial failure, what this is going to mean is eventually you get so angry that your beast is yelling at you to either smash the door, smash the lock, or smash someone. And I'll let you decide what you do with that.
I'm not got a lot of strength. Would I be able to break it by not smashing it, if you get what I mean?
Nope. Unfortunately, no matter what you hit, it's going to break.
Okay. I smashed the lock.
You smash the lock. All right. So,
now, why'd you go and do a thing like that?
I just daggers at you.
Literal daggers or staring daggers?
Staring daggers.
Right, yep. Now, look, I'm all for getting angry, and I understand where that rage is coming from, but that ain't going to help us in the long run.
I just kick the door lock again to see if I've done enough damage to shift the door open, or if I've just busted it.
Roll me a d10. Just a flat d10.
All right.
Well, you've rolled a 10. Not only has the door been opened, but because you rolled a critical success on a 10, you've not set off the building's alarm.
So Elena's just going to huff, flick her hair, and said, "We've gotten in anyway, so what does it matter?" As I will just head into the apartment. This door's just like pieces everywhere, glass is broken, the metal. I have master locked this, this door. It's completely useless.
You have a
Nice,
lock-picking
that's-
lawyer slash McNally
That's the guy,
locks.
yes.
Yeah.
I guess this is what they mean when they say things like "task failed successfully."
You can open a master lock by hitting it with a master lock.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, you get inside. You take the nice elevator up to the 3rd floor. And Miss Jasmine Thompson's office, or not office, apartment, is on the end of the apartment sort of corridor. And nobody looks out into the corridor. Again, there's no real cameras that you have to look out for. But when you get to her apartment and you try the door is already open, as in it's not locked.
So at
I
this
think
point,
go on.
So at this point, I think Elena's calmed down enough, and she's going to take a big brief breath and go, "There may be somebody in the apartment. I think you should go first."
I don't necessarily disagree. I'm just
Well, I think
fine.
he's
Yep. Okay. I'm glad that you've
into her apartment.
I'm glad that you've calmed down. I'm glad that we're on the same page. So yes, step aside, little lady, and I'll go for. I'll.
I just wiggle to the side a bit.
Yeah. And I guess I'm very quietly going to sort of or not even turn the door if it's open. I'm just going to sort of just very, very carefully and quietly sort of push the door open enough for me to slip through. Which I imagine is probably some kind of
Dexterity
stealth
and stealth, yep.
check. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can do this better than last time.
Oh, oh no. Oh, no.
Oh no, he's hunting now.
Oh no.
Mm.
So you open the
So that
door.
didn't work.
You open the door, but there is a creaking sound because apparently this door isn't well lubed. But you open the door, and immediately the beast inside of you is filled with terror. And the reason for that is because as you look into the room, what you see is a very tall man. He is very scruffy looking. But just looking and smelling him that this is a werewolf. Now, because you are newcomers to the setting, werewolves and vampires, werewolves and kindred do not get along. In fact, it's one of those things where werewolves ultimately tend to kill vampires, kindred on sight. And the reason for that is because if you drink a werewolf, you get a lot of cool buffs as a vampire.
know enough about this setting that werewolves are very scary.
Yes,
Mr.
werewolves
Sui.
extremely scary. And your beast is freaking the fuck out.
So literally first thing, just pulling guns from the holsters and pointing them in the direction of the werewolf then.
Can I do this Scooby-Doo, like, lean through the doorway? Do I get, like, an equal reaction seeing this, or do my beast not recognize as a werewolf?
Your beast is a little bit more in control, but you still detect that he is this person in the apartment is indeed a werewolf.
So head slightly leans over, and then just head slightly uses this wall as a shield.
Yeah, literally as weapons up and I'm backing out. And Miss Fawn, you want to be taking a step back now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm presuming from the noise that we have made, or I have made, entering the room, that he is fully aware of me as well.
Yep, he does the dramatic turn, and he sort of cracks his neck, kind of a thing, and cracks his knuckles and goes, "Well, Miss Thompson was right. There are people after her. I'm just going to have to fix this little problem, and you are going to tell me exactly who sent you. And we're going to enter into a structured combat." So, one of the beautiful parts of this system is that it's not necessarily initiative order. It's not necessarily a strict that you must play it out. In fact, in Vampire and most of World of Darkness, it's recommended that you resolve things in 3 rounds or less. So you tell me what it is you want to do, and I will translate that into an attack or translate that into like a check of some kind.
So, how much are you willing for me to blog that I have stuff that I can make and build on my person ELH?
It depends on what it is you're trying to build.
I was thinking about like powdered silver as sort of like pocket sand, but I don't know.
Pocket silver, go.
Oh, fine.
Sure, yeah.
Roll me another d10. You know what? Roll me a d10.
Okay. I'll take these d10s. 7?
You do not have pocket silver.
Damn it.
If you'd rolled a 10, I would have given you pocket silver. But
I will remember to have pocket silver in my pocket the next time. All right.
Yeah.
So,
I think as far as Clay's going, I think I'm just going to. I think I'm just, as I'm backing away, just literally just. I think is if I'm that terrified, I think that's the logical thing to happen.
just unload with your revolvers. Okay.
Yep.
So if I remember correctly, this is a dexterity and a firearm for you.
Firearms. There it is. Dexterity and firearms. Do I? Wait, where's dexterity? There it is. Do I do anything modifiery due to terror or the failure?
It's
or
purely role play at the moment.
Boop. Oh, goodness me.
if you want to, you
no.
can spend a willpower to reroll 3 of those dice. So you can, even though you may be failing, have a bestial. It might be a bestial success.
Yeah, let's do that. So let's see if this is going to work this time. So what was it? Roll 3d10. That seemed to have worked that time.
All right, let me expand out that 23.
Ooh,
I see a
shiny.
10 and an 8, which would raise you up to a 5. And that a 5 is enough. So the bestial failure isn't a thing. Cool. So, Eli, you unload everything in your revolver into this werewolf. And I presume that you were not really aiming for anything particular. You were just in fear firing, etc., etc.
I think so. I think if I'd been more collected, I would have done something a bit more precise. But at this point, just full body
So,
and just, well, trying to aim in his general direction, obviously. But yeah, nothing specifically targeted.
Okay.
can I do something to help Techno's shots?
What is
them
it
in
you're
silver.
trying to do?
So, cover them so. No. Duck down so I'm underneath his revolver fire, but then use my power, a dread gaze? Dread. I can't words right now. The GAZE, whatever that's pronounced
Gaze.
as, gaze, to try and, because it's not going to be too intimidated by me, but enough for so that it goes up. So Techno's like wild shooting is going to hit either mask or head rather than go over its head. Because is it still human or is it like transformed?
Nah, he's human at the moment.
But yeah, just trying to make him jump back so he's a larger target for Techno. I mean, also it's just intimidate, so even if it doesn't help Techno, still that.
I'm reading up on Dread Gaze here.
Yeah.
So you will have to rouse. So go ahead and roll your rouse check. Okay, you get hungrier. And I think it already handled that for you, so you're up to 3 hunger.
Yeah.
The next thing is that I need you to roll me a charisma and presence against the werewolf's composure and resolve.
So, oh, no, that's a rouse. Didn't mean to do that. Right. So that is going to be 3 presence, 4 charisma, and then if I understand correctly, because of my blood potency, I get a bonus dice.
I believe so, yes.
So I'll be rolling 8 dice. So I'm just going to roll 8 dice manually because I can't see a way for it to roll on the character sheet.
Okay. Expand out that 46. All right, so we'll say that the last 3 dice are your blood die. Ooh, that's a double 1. That could be a problem. So that is an 8, a 10, a 6, and a 9. So you are at 4 successes, no 5 successes.
Hmm.
So it's going to come down to what the werewolf rolls in reply. They are rolling what? Composure and resolve.
Which I expect it to be very good at.
2. Looking for their resolve. Well, I have good news is that their roll is shit, but we'll see what happens together.
Hmm.
Well, that's probably good for you. Let's expand up that 28. They have obtained only 2 successes, so it is not a failure on your part, which would have been very bad with those double ones. On a win, it is they are unable to act on their turn unless they spend willpower equal to the user's margin of win. Since they have achieved only 2 successes to your 5, they would have to spend 3 willpower in order to act.
For a rules question, how do I get a critical win? Because isn't a 10 a critical, or am I
You need
not
2
understand?
10s, at least
2
2.
tens. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you need at least 2 10s for that to happen. So, what that's going to mean is, let me just check the werewolf's willpower. I don't think he has a whole lot. Okay, so he has some. I think it's interesting that, again, narratively, you duck down, you do the dread gaze. The werewolf is momentarily, kind of stunned by the gunfire, and the horrifying visage of Miss Thorne.
Hmm.
But I am going to burn the 3 willpower because it's compelling and it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, what the werewolf is going to do is he's going to pull out his own gun.
Oh no.
Since you've already made a noise with a gun, he's going to pull out his own gun. And, well, Elena, you did say you were getting underneath and ahead of Eli.
Yep.
So I'm just going to roll their dexterity and firearms, and we'll see what happens together. Good news is he doesn't have a whole lot of dice on this, but, well, he has achieved 2 successes.
So
Now,
do I need? Oops, sorry.
no, you're good because I think I know what you're going to ask is how do I dodge this?
Yeah, that was my question.
All right, well, I'm looking it up here on the side because it usually depends on what's involved. Here it is. It is usually done by dexterity and athletics.
Is there any
Okay.
way I can assist her by just literally grabbing the scruff of her neck and just pulling her back?
If you give me a strength in athletics.
Okay.
While Techno's doing that, would I be able? Because I've already intimidated the werewolf. Would I be able to use presence to make presence dexterity by making him go when he's looking at me? He's still racked with fear.
Normally I would say yes, but since he burned the willpower to overcome
Okay.
that effect,
That's fine. Techno got 2 successes. Do I need to still
I'll allow
roll?
you to add a dice to your pool.
Add a dice to my pool. Excellent. Modifier 1.
Ooh.
Messy critical.
Ooh, okay.
I am very hungry right now.
You are
Don't
very
at me.
hungry right now. And the beast. Oh boy. All right. So this is again, welcome to vampire moment. So you are
Do I
able.
attack instead of go away? Do I charge at him?
Well, I'll tell you that in a second. So you are able to not get hit by the werewolf shotgun. So Eli, you're fine. Thorn, you're fine. You don't get hit by the shotgun. However, Thorn, you are so hungry right now, and there is a delectable meal in front of you. Just the sweet, sweet taste of a werewolf. You've never had it yourself, but you've heard the stories, and it's just making the beast inside of you want to taste so badly.
So, what I want to do is that he's got a pump action shotgun, yeah?
Yep.
So, as more of a distraction, I want to put my knife into the barrel of the shotgun as he is like trying to either figure to get that out or even blast with knife in so he buggers himself up. I want to like just go around and just zip around behind him and then bite his neck.
Okay, so this is going to be a two-pronged attack.
Mm-hmm.
First, let's have you do your grappling check with the knife and the getting around behind him. This is a strength plus brawl against the werewolf. Strength plus brawl.
My strength's only one. Can I make it a melee because I'm using knives? Because at the moment I'm only rolling one dice. Please have mercy upon my soul.
Sure, I'll give you in this instance. I'll give it to you.
Excellent. Blood surging. What does that do? Because that can give me 2 dice.
I believe you rouse the blood and you are able to add dice.
I have successfully roused the blood, so I don't get hungry, if I understand that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a total of 5 dice.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything else I can plug, so let's just roll. Oh, 4! I'll take that.
Okay, 4 successes. All right. So let me double check the werewolf. I have a feeling he has quite the amount of strength, and yeah, he has
Roll badly, roll badly, roll badly, roll badly, roll badly.
So that is a 3, and he is rolling a rather large amount of dice.
He doesn't need to roll those dice. He can roll his non-existent dice. It's fine.
All right, let's expand out that 47. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's actually 4 plus 4 because those are 2 10s. 8 successes.
8 successes.
8 successes.
Fair enough. Understandable. Have a good day.
Yeah.
So Thorn, you come in with your knife and you try to, get it into the barrel of the shotgun and try to swoop in behind him. The werewolf, anticipating this maneuver, throws the shotgun away and catches you off guard just enough that he lashes out with his hand, grabs you by the throat, and then holds you up in the air like your feet dangling. And he shows you to Eli and says, I can crush her throat in an instant. Are you going to play nice? Or am I going to have to make things a little bit more grisly?
I think you'll find I can be plenty nice if the situation calls for it.
Throw your guns away.
Well, now that would be mighty stupid, don't you think, given what you've just said you're going to do?
The grip
I've still
on
got them trained on him.
Elena's throat gets a little bit tighter.
That was needed roleplay.
I think so.
Hissing like a cat.
Trying to decide how I want to play this. Because there's obviously the opportunity to call his bluff. Well, what makes you think that I'd care one way or the other whether you rip out some little street rat's throat?
The GM is thinking.
Seems fair. I had enough time to think.
Does he look in my direction, or is he completely focused on Eli at this moment?
He's completely focused on Eli. Like, he has you so well within his grip that he doesn't think you're a threat at this point.
All right.
Okay, I think I know what he's going to say. He says, Street rat, huh?
Right?
Well, you came here prepared, but not prepared enough. That means you have a little bit of backing, a little bit of influence. And I'm going to figure out who that influence is from.
Well, how about we start with another point? You're clearly here for Miss Thompson.
Mama, I'm here on her behalf. She's hired me as security.
Well, that's mighty interesting because it's her well-being that we're interested in.
And he does the thing where, like, he quirks a Vulcan-like eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
I was hoping for a "Ooh" tilt of the head, but I'll take the Vulcan eyebrow.
ELH, is
Yeah.
there like a hanging lamp like fixture to the
Sure.
ceiling? And
Yeah,
is the
there
light
there could be
on?
a there could be a chandelabra of some kind.
And is the light on?
It is.
Good.
Those candelabras that you just get in apartments.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I was thinking like a ceiling fan with a light on it, or like just a hanging down light,
right.
something with a wire and some electricity in it, so I could break the bulb over his hand and shock him.
I see where you're going, and I'm all for it.
I'm not doing it just yet, but when I see that this conversation is going badly or I'm about to get killed, I want to do that.
Okay.
So you have my reaction. That's my reaction on the whole situation.
Noted. All right. So I think Mr. Werewolf is going to say, and he kind of sniffs. He's like, kindred. You say you have her best interests in mind, but I have a feeling that you are precisely what she discovered.
I mean, I said nothing of the sort. I said we're inquiring after her welfare.
Her wealth.
No, her welfare. You know, for a big dog, you need to get damn ears cleaned out.
Now he does the head tilt. And the grip on Thorn gets just a little bit tighter. Well, it's funny, because I have your friend here, and she doesn't seem to have a problem with hearing correctly.
No, she do seem to have some kind of problem with breathing correctly. You seem to have her by the throat. And again, not merely my friend, just someone that I'm working with. So,
Thanks, Git. I love you too.
So how about you put down the kid, or don't? I don't care, Radley, one way or the other. I can shoot you just as easy one way or the other. So I don't want to do that though. So, and he just sort of spins his revolvers and puts them back in his holster, but hands near them. It's like, and then sort of raises them ever so slightly. So let's just play nice. You put her down, before I have to put you down. Little play
You
on
put
words
me
there.
down. You don't even have any silver on you.
That you know of. Now, let's just start this whole conversation again from a slightly more civilized perspective.
Techno, this might be Eli's moment to shine. This might be...
Let's see.
Let me just quickly pull up your sheet again. Oh boy. Well, this is going to be a charisma.
Wrong character to do this, but you know.
This is going to be a charisma and etiquette. I almost gave you charisma animal ken because werewolf. But they're the same. Your animal ken and your werewolf are this, and your animal ken and your etiquette are the same dot score. So what you probably want to do is rouse the blood.
Yeah. So let's give that a shot.
Okay, you're good.
Yippee!
Okay. And remind me what that actually does in terms of me rolling here.
It adds 2 dice to your pool.
Which means I put 2 in the modifier.
Correct.
Haha, I know how to play this game. Who said I didn't?
Okay. 3 successes. Would you like to re-roll with willpower before I tell you if it's a success or a failure?
Sure. Yep. So, is it just the 2, or do I have to roll 3 of them?
You can roll up to 3.
Let's just roll 2. I don't want to get rid of any successes after all.
Okay, let's expand out that 12. Well, you got a 10, so that does make you have 4 successes, but you need another 10 to have it crit. So I think what's going to happen is the werewolf will think about it for a moment, and then he'll kind of tilt his head off towards the window and says, well, if you wanted such a civil conversation, you shouldn't have used those guns, because The police are already coming. I can hear them coming. Their sirens.
I admit I may have overreacted slightly, and for that I apologize. You caught me somewhat off guard, is all.
Well, I suppose that the police will be off guard or caught off guard as well when they find two kindred dead. And it's at this point that Miss Thorne, your reaction kicks into play. Very
All
important
right.
role for Miss Thorne.
Can I make this a dexterity craft? Because when he is like having this conversation and completely focused on Eli, one hand to keep the illusion up, but the other hand to like work on this fixture, so I'm able to pull it and stab it into his hand.
Sure.
Oh, I can. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna rouse because I feel like I'm going to die otherwise, so I don't care if I get a bit more hungry. I don't get more hungry. And if I can bite him on the way, I'm perfectly happy in doing that as well.
Well, biting him, you'd have to succeed on the dex or the strength in the brawl.
All right, which is not likely to happen because I have one dice for that.
That is
five
five successes. Do you wish to re-roll with
Yes.
willpower?
I'll re-roll 2 of those dice.
Okay. Expand out that 19. I see a 10
Yep.
and a 9, which brings you up to 7 successes. So, Bean, tell me what happens with the werewolf.
So I, after getting enough of the slacks on this thing, I stab him into the side as the wires from the inside of the bob connect, and he just his hand, because he's been loosening and tightening his grip, just to be intimidating. It's that point he just loosens the grip enough that I just drop on the ground, and his arm's still connected to this light bulb, which is just pumping the whatever voltage goes through the wires in this place.
Okay. So
Whether
he
that's a
is
small
being
stun.
electrocuted. He is convulsing. He is falling to the floor. You have a moment to escape. I suggest taking it.
But just before, can I stab him once with my knife and then run?
You may certainly do that. Where do you
I
want to
then
stab
go-
him?
In the stomach, just to get a decent amount of blood on it, so I don't hit any bones or stuff, and then lick the blade. I'm hungry.
Oh, no, Bean, you just did something you shouldn't have. You licked the blade with blood on it. Ooh. Oh, no. Bean.
Bean, why you do this?
I need you to roll me your unspent willpower.
Which is 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
D10.
Expand out that 23.
Got 2
Okay, you got
successes?
2 successes. 2 successes is significant. So, you taste the blood. It is the sweetest, most intoxicating blood you have ever had in your unlife. If it weren't for the fact that this werewolf is probably going to kill you if you stay, you would do almost anything to stay and drink more of it.
Cool. Realizing that police and werewolf is about to happen, she's just going to be content with the knife blood. I don't know if that's enough blood to
Not enough. No.
stay the hunger. It's an appetizer, what can I say? And I'm just going to run whichever direction Eli's going.
Yep, I'm literally just sort of like, you're doing the whole thing with the knife. I'm literally just reaching and grabbing you.
Yeah.
We're running down the corridor. In fact, I'm kind of thinking that we go out the window almost.
Okay.
You might have to Princess Carrie and jump with Elena because she's not very athletic.
In the corridor, is there a window?
There is a window.
And another fire escape?
And another fire escape.
Hooray!
Hooray for American fire safety laws!
Literally throwing Elena over my shoulder, and then opening the window, jumping out into
A
fire
little bit
escape,
more
and just
dignified than this.
going as
Kicking my
quickly
legs.
as possible.
All right.
You can be dignified or you can be dead. You can make up your choice on the way down, but I
Fine.
suggest we go with dignified later.
And I think this is a dramatically appropriate moment to pause our session because not only have you acquired the information about Ginkgo Bioworks, you have successfully survived the werewolf, which well done, by the way. And you now know that Miss Thompson is courting with people she really shouldn't be courting with as human, which further complicates matters.
Hmm.
Because it's no longer a human with vampire information. This is a human with vampire information who's working with werewolves or is friendly with werewolves, which means you may be friendly with hunters.
Yep. And it's a small step from the Hunters to the Second Inquisition. But
Yeah.
that's where we'll pause our story for today. I know it's a little bit short, but I think given that dramatically appropriate moment, it's an excellent point to pause.
Right.
God damn it.
I just like to say that, I am perfectly within my right mind to lick blood off my blade. Don't know what you're talking about.
Were it any other system, Bean, any other system, I would have let it just pass by. But because this is vampire, I had to make you roll.
So, Techno, are we like killing off this werewolf later on and like splitting the blood 50-50?
I mean,
that's how you split loot, right? This werewolf blood is like loot, right?
loot. Yeah, I don't know if you split people down the middle like that, but
Well, he's a werewolf. They have more blood than normal.
look, we just put all the blood in a bucket and we see how much is in there.
Licking the blood off the floor. Yeah. The main character is the werewolf we keep shooting.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, Twitch, stick around because we're going to raid somebody, but YouTube, we'll see you later. Bye-bye, YouTube.